sign this petition if you are a UK resident or a British citizen, so bear that in mind. Based on the figures so far, I would expect it to get up to maybe a million signatories by later tonight. So this is just showing that the people of the United Kingdom are standing in solidarity with all those people who are receiving a hard time currently in the United States, whether they're the Standing Rock campaigners, the Native Americans who are going to have a pipeline built through their sacred territory, or whether you are part of a women's rights group and funding has been pulled to your organization since the inauguration of President Trump, or whether you're a Muslim and not sure whether you're going to be able to leave the United States and return back to your family, to your business and to your normal life, or whether you're a Syrian refugee who's fleeing hostilities and isn't able to get into the United States, or whether you're somebody over the Mexican border who doesn't know what's going on, or whether you're a Latin American inside America, you were born and brought up in the United States but you were never given any official documentation. This is in solidarity with you. And what's amazing is that we can even see, when we look into the petition, we can see on a map within the United Kingdom the demographics, or at least the areas in which people are signing this petition in. Let me just get the focus right. There you can see anything which is grey means that there were no signatories from that particular area. As you can see, there are no grey marks on the map of the United Kingdom whatsoever. So what that means is everybody from every part of the United Kingdom has been signing this petition. And what you will also notice is that the areas which are red to black are the areas where large numbers of people have been signing this petition. Now, what's particularly interesting, if you can see here, this up here is Cambridge. This up here is Oxford. You see these points of concentration here. What that says is that educated people in this country, well, if we can assume by virtue of the presence of the prestigious Oxford and Cambridge universities, are in those areas, and many of those areas are filled up with highly educated, top performing students and intellectuals, we can assume on that basis that these are the most educated parts of the United Kingdom, and there is more concentration of people signing the petition there, along with London and other urban centres, than the other parts of the country. And if we just quickly scroll up to here, you'll also see, now okay, Liverpool might not have the best university in the world, but the thing with Liverpool is that the people are streetwise. The people are intelligent in a very, very different way to Oxford and Cambridge. Once again, you've got that high concentration of signatories to this petition. And so this is an amazing tool. It's actually on the UK government website. A special section of it is dedicated to petitions. Once again, you can see up here, this is Scotland, the likes of Edinburgh, Glasgow. Once again, you've got quite large concentration in those areas of people signing up. And that is in the face even of Donald J. Trump originally being from Scotland himself, or at least having some ancestral roots there. So there's a map of the UK where the people have been signing this petition from. And as you can see, people from up and down the UK seem quite united in the fact that they don't want Donald J. Trump to be entering into the United Kingdom on an official state visit. There you can see the numbers there, currently on 508,000 and okay, 550,000. So yeah, it's growing. You can see the link in the description of this live feed. Please share it so people can be reassured that not everybody is the same kind of narrow-minded, racist, horrible person like it seems that the current United States president is based on the actions which he's taken over the last few days. I hope this is also a loud message to our Prime Minister also, who decided to stand side by side with the United States president, smile, shake hands. And you know what's horrific is these are the kinds of photographs when you have, when you have heads of state standing with people like this, years down the line, they will come back to haunt them. If we're not asking questions now to our Prime Minister and our politicians as to why you are smiling with a person like this, especially after he's executed the orders he has executed, then these are the kinds of photographs and the kinds of memories which come back to haunt a person. The reason I'm doing this live feed today is because I want to make it very, 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 very clear that I do not agree with anything, or at least the orders which Donald Trump has signed over the last few days, especially those relating to building the wall across the Mexican border, especially those relating to installing the pipeline in the Native American areas where there have been protests and Standing Rock protests, especially in regards to this so-called Muslim ban. All you have to do is refer to the First Amendment of the American Constitution, and it says that nobody should be hindered from the practice of their religion. In other words, we shouldn't be discriminating people based on their religion. It's a useless initiative, this so-called Muslim ban. And the irony is, it's said that the hijackers on September 11th, and many people will question the whole narrative of that story anyway, but let's assume that the official narrative which we have happened and was the truth, then even based on that narrative, then none of the hijackers would have been affected by this quote-unquote Muslim ban anyway, because it's affecting countries which they were not from. And so it's impractical, it's discriminatory, it's racist, it's Islamophobic, and it's not fit for purpose. Even for the reasons which we've been given that it's been imposed, it won't even be able to fulfill those. So I think it's time to reconsider. But what we've seen is a huge wave of solidarity from within the United States, from people from all different communities, many people from the Jewish communities especially, and this is important. And the reason why it's important to see this solidarity from people within the Jewish community is because they will have memories, whether it's from themselves or whether it's from their parents or whether it's from their grandparents. They will have memories of this horror which their ancestors experienced in Europe not too long ago. They will have heard from the mouths that witnessed this, or heard from the mouths that witnessed the Holocaust in Europe. And this is how it starts. When you start banning people based on their religious affiliation, which is absolutely ridiculous. They say at least a fifth of planet Earth's population is made up of Muslim people, and Donald Trump thinks he can just stop them and ban them coming in to the United States. But anyway, we've seen protests up and down the United States. People are not happy with this order, with these orders at all. Huge solidarity, and I'm sure that this will bring some rest to the hearts of the Muslim community over in the United States, and I'm sure that this will bring some ease to the situation, knowing that not everybody is like that. I'm even sure that many of Donald Trump supporters themselves will be feeling ashamed right now. Because remember when it was the election debate time and the presidential debates and all these things, people will say, no, he's just flexing his muscles so he can win over the extreme right, which he certainly did. But what we were also told in the by the commentators is that he wouldn't really be executing these things. They're not tangible, they're not feasible to be executing, but he went and showed everybody that he's going to do just that. And so we have ourselves in a situation where we have the President of the United States implementing this quote-unquote Muslim ban, and everybody is standing in solidarity now across the world. And this is our message from the United Kingdom. There you can see it's the quickest growing petition which has ever been done on our government website. It's currently at 566,000 signatures, and I'm sure that will reach 1 million by tonight. And so there you have it. Share this video. The numbers are going up, the signatures are going up. This is the solidarity from within the United Kingdom. We looked before at the map. If you just take a look at the map of where these people are from who are signing this petition, you can see there are the British Isles. There are no grey spots. No grey spots whatsoever. And what that means is people from all over our country are signing this petition against Donald Trump being allowed to come in. The moral of the story is, if you want to ban Muslims, then the world, not just Muslims, the world will ban you. And this is evidence should it be needed. People from across the country have been signing this. And as I said before, what's interesting, we can see the darker spots, the darker areas. Obviously, you have London, a very, very busy urban centre with a large Muslim population. So it's natural to expect large numbers of people signing the petition there. But what you have is these concentration spots there. See, there's one here. This is Cambridge. And there's one here. This is Oxford. And so what this shows us is that the most educated people in our country, in our society, probably the most qualified people to make these kinds of decisions, are saying loudly and clearly that they don't want Donald Trump to visit our country because he's a nasty piece of work. He's not uniting the world. This is what we need in the times what we're in. We need to be united and we need to be together to fight all the negativity which we face, whether that's terrorism, whether that's famine, whether that's global warming, whatever kind of problem we face as a human race on planet Earth, we need to be coming together. And a man who builds walls to separate himself, and a man who wants to ban a fifth of the world's population from visiting their country, against the will, I'm sure, of the majority of the people in the United States, is not a man who the people of the United Kingdom see is welcome to visit us here in our beautiful country. And I think it's an amazing reaction. So back to the map again, you can see here you've got large concentrations, obviously in the main cities, which you would expect. London here, you have Birmingham here, you have Manchester up here, Liverpool. I think that might be Leeds up there, Sheffield, and all these different areas. Also, huge numbers of signatories to this petition are from Scotland, up in the north, which is where Donald Trump is originally from also, and he has his roots in Scotland. And what these people are saying, all 550,000 of them, that's an old number, by the way. This is going to jump up now. That figure should be jumping up. Let's refresh. Yep. 559, we might as well say 560,000 signatures so far on this petition, and it's a call, and the British government will have to debate this in Parliament because it's reached 100,000. It hasn't just reached 100,000, it's gone way beyond 100,000 signatures. So yeah, this is the message for everybody in the United States. Whether you're from a Muslim country, or whether you're from the Muslim community, or whether you're from the Native American community whose land and sacred sites have been threatened by the president, or whether you're one of these support groups for women who are being abused, or any different types of women's services, or whether you're somebody who has family in Mexico and you don't know what the implications are there. The message is loud and clear from the people of the United Kingdom. Donald Trump, for as long as he's pushing these kinds of policies, is not welcome in our country. People are good by their nature. People by their nature are good, and it's unfortunate that sometimes we're just reactionary. It's very unfortunate, but this is a reaction to Donald Trump's Muslim ban and to these crazy policies which he's coming out with, which are not just morally bankrupt, they're also illegal according to American law. And as I mentioned before, according to the First Amendment of the American Constitution, you have to have respect for religions, all religions. And we know the role that Islam has played traditionally in the United States, and it's been a positive role. We know that many people from within the Muslim community are in all fields of life in the United States, and they're not a threat to the United States. Rather, they are better placed to be a solution than most people are in that country. So there's no reason for this Muslim ban. All it's going to do is divide people. It's going to tear them apart. It's going to scare people. and the people of the United Kingdom today, as you can see via this petition, are signing this petition. I think it's at the rate of maybe, I don't know, maybe every 30 seconds it's going up, about 400, 500 people. So this is a growing petition. Make sure you spread it, make sure you share it, and let everybody see. So even though people in the United States are not eligible to sign this petition, this is only open to UK residents and British citizens, although they're not allowed to sign the petition, and they won't be able to because they need to provide a postcode and other details when they go onto it. But at least for them to see the solidarity from us here in the United Kingdom, and it's not just here in the United Kingdom, it's all over the world. People are standing together and saying no more hate, no more division, no more Islamophobia. Stop putting people down. This is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make moral sense. Even if you're talking about stopping terrorism, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. It's not fit for purpose. So stop oppressing people. Lift up the oppression. Just be good. How hard is it for people to be good in the times what we're in? How difficult is it to be good? I don't know why a person would be so pleased to be doing things like this. But as I was saying, people across the United States are showing solidarity with the Muslim community, especially many people from the Jewish communities over there. Why? Because they recognize this for what it is. This is not a simple one-off ban. This is part of something which is potentially much bigger and much more dangerous. And us over in Europe, we have this experience in our recent history. When I visited the camp of Auschwitz just a couple of years ago, one of the first things which hit me was how modern the buildings were there. Because they were built in a time when many houses here in the United Kingdom were also built. And it just hit me. The whole place was horrible in general. And what was also horrible is when you go to the section, because they've converted many of the different buildings and the storehouses into different exhibitions from different countries within the European Union. But what you'll see in one of the exhibitions is the different propaganda and the different posters which were spread around Nazi Germany and beyond to try and first of all turn Jews into an other. The other. So when people in Europe used to say we, the Jewish community weren't part of that we, because it was us and them. And we can see this is happening already with the Muslim community. And then what they would do once they've created this other is that they would vilify them, and they would compare them to animals. And there are different steps which people go through until it gets to the point where it reaches the point of genocide. Until it reaches the point of genocide. And people are saying never again, never again, never again. And then we get a man like this leading the United States. But anyway, just to finish off now, I'm going to log out now. So this is the petition. Share it so people can see it and sign it within the UK. It's currently on 566,000, and this petition is calling to prevent Donald Trump from making a state visit to the United Kingdom. The message is clear. Donald Trump, if you're going to be so bigoted, if you're going to be so nasty, if you're going to be so horrible, even though our Prime Minister just stood next to you and didn't say anything and grinned for the cameras and shook your hand and smiled, we, the people of Britain, the people of United Kingdom, are not going to put up with that, and this is our voice. Just in case anybody misunderstood from the recent visit from our Prime Minister, leave Brexit to one side because this is a politicised issue. And also the Brexiteers, the pro-Brexits and the anti-Brexit shouldn't be using this as a means for furthering their campaigns. They should be using this because it's wrong. A Muslim ban is wrong, not because you're against Brexit and you don't want to leave, and therefore if we can spoil the relationship between Donald Trump and Theresa May, then we've got a stronger chance to stay in the European Union or negotiate a trade deal, etc., etc. Put all those issues to one side. Banning people is just wrong, especially when it's based on their religion, on what they believe, especially when these people are the best positioned people to be stopping terrorism, to be stopping extremism, and all these other things which you claim to be trying to tackle. So this is the message from the people of the United Kingdom. We're currently on 570,000 signatures, more or less. It's going up all the time.